Hello and welcome to Horrible Horror, where I put my life on the line for your entertainment. Today we're going to continue looking at fun little production companies that just keep producing crap, and in that vein we're looking at Full Moon Entertainment. Full Moon Entertainment is a company started by B-movie artist Charles Band, created for the purpose of making low-budget films while still maintaining a high-budget look. Something that has succeeded less and less as of late thanks to some really cheap CGI. The fun thing about Full Moon is that unlike companies like Troma who revel in their lack of budget and just go nuts with it, Full Moon usually takes their projects seriously and mostly fail due to the lack of budget and, well, greenlighting some silly premises. However, they have struck gold now and then with stuff like the popular Puppet Master franchise, which I am a fan of, part 3 being my favorite, Subspecies, Trancers, and the always awesome Castle Freak. But this movie is not one such case. Oh no. This is pure, undiluted crap, with a silly premise and hokey special effects all around. So why don't you just sit back and we'll take a good look at the killer eye. The movie cuts all bullshit and starts in a crazy scientist lab that looks like it was ripped right out of a 50s monster movie. Jordan, the scientist, is preparing to perform what he calls an experiment of perception on some seemingly metrosexual teenager.
Relax. This is just an experiment in perception.
Yeah, right.
Through the use of these chemicals in this device, you may very well be the first person in human history to actually perceive the 8th dimension.
The 8th dimension?
Yes, the 8th dimension.
The 8th dimension. You have no interest in 4, 5, 6, 7? You're not gonna explore those or at least explain to us what is in there? No? We're not gonna see anything from, the 5th dimension maybe?
I'm a superior being from the 5th dimension.
Oh god, interdimensional Gilbert Gottfried, why are you here?
Laughs!
Yeah, okay, probably. I'm glad you enjoy the show, but I'm kind of busy doing an episode right now, so could you just maybe fuck off?
No!
No? Alright then, you know what? Read this.
Kill Tipsyism! Ah, nuts.
Man, I hate that guy. He tells the kid to tell him when he feels a warm, tingling feeling in his eyes. About this time, his wife walks into the scene, stealing all attention.
I'm right in the middle of something, sweetheart.
He's cute. I hope you don't blind him like the last one.
I hope you don't. Wait, what?
I told you, Rita, don't speak like that in front of the subjects. Besides, I promise you that would never happen again.
Yeah, well, it better not. I'm tired of paying for this hospital shit. Every time somebody gets hurt, I have to pay. Your experiments, I have to pay.
Every time? You mean to tell me this guy has dragged people in there and done experiments on their eyes, each time resulting in someone getting hurt, and he hasn't had his ass suit off or been, the fuck arrested? And the kid is still there! For God's sake, man, you just heard the woman say the last guy in your spot got blinded! Sure, he already gave you the eye drop, so it might be too late, but get the fuck out of there! And just to make this even more insane, while we watch the kid start to feel pain and his eye growing to grotesque sizes, the doctor's wife complains about not getting shagged enough. No, seriously!
What else do I want? How about sex?
We had sex last Thursday.
Hello? Experiencing intense pain in here!
I don't think I've ever even truly experienced an orgasm.
Ow! 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 I think the eye is popping out of my head!
All I know is you have a pretty hot wife who pretty much pays your way. And all she asks in return is for a little attention.
I need some attention! So, yeah, the kid's eye grows to massive proportions, comes to life, sprouts tentacles, and escapes the lab. Just wow! And there's the eye, ladies and gentlemen. 7 minutes into this thing and we already get the eye. This thing is retarded, but bravo! Bravo for getting things started in a hurry. So after the credit sequence, we cut to 2 guys doing an awful lot of drugs and testing to see if they work.
So, how long does this shit last, man?
All night. Did that hurt?
Oh, and by the way, those 2 are the doctor's wife's personal man whores whom she shags like 4 times a day. Nice. The doctor fetches his assistant Morton to help him get rid of the body just as he's about to go on a date with his wife. And when Morton follows him and starts asking questions about the body on the floor, Jordan comes up with probably the most insane excuse I ever heard.
That's just a cadaver I borrowed from the hospital.
A clothed cadaver?
Yes. I put the old work clothes on it because I don't want to embarrass Rita by bringing a naked dead cadaver home. I mean, you understand?
Okay, Doc. Let's just go through that little cover story of yours, alright? Let's see here. You purchased a cadaver, which is a little odd for an eye doctor, but I'll let that one slide. You then decided to dress him up in a tight white tank top, making him look like some red light district man whore. And you did this in order to not embarrass your wife, who we pretty much established spends more time a day gobbling on cocks than you ever have practicing your stupid, fake-ass British accent. Why, that story is just fucking bulletproof, Doc! So in the meantime, slutty scientist spouse here has some fun with her two main whores, all while the killer eye watches from God knows where. Back with the doctor, Morton finally figures out that the kid on the floor was the patient, and they start to argue when they're interrupted by, this guy, who is named Bill.
What were you thinking about?
Please, don't ask him.
About death and life and elective brain surgery and how maybe, just maybe they all kind of fit together like got a big jigsaw puzzle.
So, who's this guy? No, seriously, who is this guy? You seem to know him pretty well, and for some reason he's perfectly fine with you carrying a body around. Who is he? Why is he not freaked out by this? Is there some agency for out-of-work psychos where you go to find your assistants or something? Why is everyone in this movie a goddamn psycho? So because we haven't watched the threesome enough, we cut back to the wife who, oh what the fuck! She's getting tentacle raped under the covers! No really, look! That's what's happening! She's being fucked with one of the tentacles! I can't believe how fucking stupid. What the hell is that noise? Holy crap! Japan just unzipped its pants! So this goes on for about 3 minutes before one guy finally wakes up, which somehow scares the eye away. What? Back in the lab, Jordan is explaining to his assistant that the experiment did work and that the kid did see something, and that something came through the 8th dimension. Apparently it sets off a sort of energy field that they can track down so they can catch it. Morton's wife, however, has gone to a treadmill to work off some aggressions, with the eye ready to reach out and attack her. And of course she doesn't notice it at all. I gotta give this giant eyeball some credit. I mean, it somehow manages to stand right next to people, grope them, make electric buzzing noises, and slurp like a senior citizen trying to eat soup, and yet never get spotted by anyone. That is one hell of a stealthy interdimensional eye monster. Oh, I see, she's wearing headphones. Well, that covers one of the 3 ways it should be spotted. Are you telling me she can't even feel the slimy appendage that keeps stroking her ankle? I can't show you exactly what happens next, since apparently the director thought it necessary to flash this woman's bush all over the screen, but you can pretty much guess it. Eyeball here uses some freaky laser to paralyze her in the shower, and guess what? Let me recap this for you one more time, just in case you haven't fully realized the insanity yet. This is a movie about a giant tentacle rapist eyeball that shoots lasers. Who the fuck pitched this thing?
The aristocrats!
You again?
Kill Tipsy's him!
Tired of your ass! So yeah, that goes on for a couple of minutes as well. In the meantime, Morton is searching around for the mysterious eye creature, and wouldn't you know it, Jordan's wife starts hitting on him, even with her man whore still on the bed. I've watched porn with less sexual advances than this thing. How many dicks does this woman suck in a week anyway?
37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
So while Morton tries to tell Slutty McButtsex no, our dearly beloved scientist meets back with creepy Bill in his lab. But oh, did you think the eyeball was done fondling Morton's wife? Nope!
Forget it. You're not gonna touch this body till I hear some begging and pleading.
So, for the ladies in the audience, time for a relationship question. When was the last time your boyfriend snuck up on you from behind and started massaging your shoulder and your tit with a wet rubber snake? Is that a normal thing in most relationships? I'm asking because I don't really know here. Because that is the only reason I can think of why this woman doesn't realize that something is fucking wrong here. Anyway, Morton returns to her before anything worse happens, but then the eye zaps him with its laser to give us even more groping scenes. Ah, great. Queer eye for the barely straight guy. But that's when Morton accidentally knocks over a lamp and the bright light scares off the giant eye. A weakness that does at least kind of make sense. In the meantime, Bill has promised the doctor to not tell anyone that they hit the dead kid in the attic. But that's when, as usual, Rita runs in and interrupts the scene.
Hey, where's that street kid you brought home?
Oh, hey, he's up in the attic.
Oh, thanks, Creepy Bill.
Sure thing.
She then goes upstairs, clearly intent on fucking yet another poor soul senseless like the vile succubus she is, and it appears the kid is now alive and that the eye is back in his head. He mutters something about being a stranger from another world, though Slutbag is too horny to notice. Bill and the doc show up and rescue her, which results in the eye growing out again. It saps our favorite whore to get ready for some action when Morton bursts to the rescue with a flashlight and scares it off.
How did you find out this thing was scared off by light?
Oh, I don't know, Mr. Eye Doctor Common Fucking Sense. Would it take you this long to figure out the monster's weakness if it was a giant walking testicle too? Everyone wants to call the authorities, except the scientist, of course, who starts blackmailing the ever-living hell out of everyone by pointing out that they took part in hiding a body. Thus, he forces them to stay and capture the eye, and they begin to devise a plan. But wait, what about Morton's wife?
That reminds me, where's Jane?
Oh, she's safe. She's asleep back in my place.
I mean, it's not like the eye broke in before while I was away. Goodbye, honey. Try not to get raped this time. Rape. So the two man-whores from earlier are watching another monster movie, which, by the way, is Creepazoids by the same director, and while one of them takes a piss, the other gets possessed by the eyeball so it can recharge on its brain matter to stay alive. Not a very satisfying meal, I'm sure. The possessed guy then goes upstairs to find Rita, the scientist's wife. Not knowing that he's possessed, Morton gives him the key to his apartment and asks him to go watch over his wife. Which of course means it tries to screw her again. Yeah, well, why the fuck not? At this point you can consider this the third date.
Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Nudge, 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 nudge. Know what I mean? Say no more. Know what I mean?
But everyone soon shows up in the apartment once again just in time to stop the eyeball from raping Jane. You'd think the damn thing would either give up on her, go screw someone else, or just get to the fucking point by this time. Everyone meets up back at the lab after this. As the scientist goes to turn on some emergency power, he gets blasted by the eye. He returns, however, seemingly fine while the others plan to set a trap. And being a sneaky bastard and clearly up to something, he suggests that he sets a trap in the dark upstairs with what he calls an interdimensional time bomb. For God's sake, you people, that's a fucking stopwatch! You do have eyes too, you know! He also suggests using Rita as bait while everyone else waits downstairs. Yes, gentlemen, stay down here while I go upstairs and blow up the attic with a stopwatch. There's certainly nothing suspicious going on here. Once they're upstairs, it's revealed to no one's surprise that the doctor has allied himself with the eye. He informs us that the eye is there to impregnate females in order to start an invasion of our dimension, and then decides to give his wife to it just to get a chance to study how it reproduces. Classy, Doc.
Now you take my wife, please.
So downstairs, Creepy Bill finally figures out the stopwatch intergalactic bomb thing, much to everyone's surprise.
Oh. Oh, yeah, there. Oh. Hey, this looks like that intergalactic bomb thing the doc had.
Not quite, Bill. It's a stopwatch.
Oh, well, like I said, it looks like the bomb thing the doc had.
Oh my God.
The whole thing was bullshit. The doc was lying to us.
It's a trap! They all run upstairs to rescue Rita, but the eye somehow disintegrates both the man-whore and Billy with just a single blast for each of them. So, if you've been able to do this all this time, that raises a lot of questions in my mind. Such as, oh, I don't know, why didn't you do this from the start? You could have killed all the guys, kept one alive to, charge up on brain matter, fucked the women, and went home before you ran out of juice, and your plan would be through. We've just established that you're just there to start an invasion. You don't need to stick around, you just need to impregnate a couple women. So why the hell did you have to fuck around for so long? Stupid asshole! Not to mention that the damn thing already had its way with Rita. So in theory, mission accomplished. It could leave at any time instead of putting itself in needless danger, and there would still be someone around to continue its mission. Stupid asshole! Anyway, they managed to lure the eye into a big source of light in the lab, and in the most anticlimactic monster defeat ever, actually just talks the monster into going home. And finally realizing all the shit I just said, it does exactly that, with Jordan leaping in after it in desperation. I see. So that's the big, impressive, scary 8th dimension? What about all the other dimensions? Are they just paintings too?
No!
Oh, would you fuck off already? Jesus! Oh, okay. So this is not gonna work this time, huh? Not gonna work this time? You know what? I got something else you can read.
Hey!
And with that, the monster is gone and everything is resolved. Except that somehow both women got impregnated despite Jane only getting groped. Fantastic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Killer Eye, and by God is it the most retarded thing I've seen in ages. I mean, for a movie called The Killer Eye, there's not exactly a lot of killing going on now, is there? But you know what? All the rape really shouldn't surprise me. The Killer Eye is directed by David Decoteau, who has done practically nothing but semi-pornographic monster flicks, a lot of them for Full Moon, and even some flat-out gay porn under the pseudonym of David McCabe. Look at some of these titles. Flesh Tones, Making It Huge, Boy Camp Memories. So basically, Full Moon just keeps hiring this same horny bastard who has yet to produce a single good movie for their company. Oh well, fuck me then! And the best part about all this? There's a sequel now. Yeah, October 18th, 2011, 12 years later, marks the release of a sequel called Killer Eye: The Halloween Haunt. This time, though, it's directed by Charles Band himself, and at least it looks like the eye is actually gonna kill some shit this time. Bottom line is, this movie is a complete turd. I mean, I guess the sheer insanity of the idea is kind of funny in itself, but this movie, other than having a decent creature effect, it's just so nonsensical and riddled with not quite porn that it just fails on all accounts. It fails as a horror movie, it fails as an unintentional comedy, and it even manages to fail as just a quick serving of TNA. It sucks, okay? It just sucks. That's all I can say about it. And with that, this is Horrible Horror, where I put my life on the line for your entertainment. And I'm gonna go look for something worth seeing. Oh, Jesus, man.